In a working-class neighborhood of Buenos Aires, Jorge Mario Bergoglio was born on December 17, 1936, in a house whose walls were filled with the scent of Italian coffee and evening prayers. His mother, Regina Maria Savori, was a woman of Italian descent, sensitive, tender-hearted, and full of faith. She always repeated to her 5 children, "Prayer is the path of the heart to heaven." His father, Mario Jose Bergoglio, was a tough, taciturn, hard-working railway worker. One cold morning, young Jorge heard the sound of the church bells ringing at dawn. He ran to the window, and there, behind the glass, he felt something in his chest. Little did he know that those bells would ring in his heart for the rest of his life. Jorge grew up in the streets of the Flores neighborhood, playing football with his friends, reading avidly, and caring for his ailing mother, who regarded him as the chosen one. At the age of 21, he suffered a serious lung disease and nearly lost his life. In the hospital, racked with pain, he silently vowed, "If I survive, I will give my life to God." The young Argentine recovered and began his path to the priesthood. He entered the Jesuit order and dedicated his life to teaching, service, and working among the poor. He wasn't the kind of priest who liked offices. He preferred the slums, handshakes over speeches, and silence over arguments. They called him the quiet priest who smiles a lot. In 1998, he became Archbishop of Buenos Aires and increased his presence among the poor, living in a small apartment, cooking his own meals, and riding public buses. He believed that humility was not only a virtue but a spiritual weapon, but the whole world changed when he sat in March 2013 in the Sistine Chapel, where the College of Cardinals chose him to be the new pope. Pope Francis, the first from Latin America, and the first to bear the name of Saint Francis of Assisi, protector of the poor, from the moment he stood on the Vatican balcony, looking out at the roaring sea of humanity in St. Peter's Square, he said his famous words, "Pray for me." People understood that he was a different pope. He began visiting prisons, washing the feet of refugees, attacking capitalist greed, and calling for mercy, not judgment. He restored the Church's human voice and faced the cold winds of Rome with a warm heart. The years passed, and Pope Francis continued to travel the world like a restless pilgrim. Despite his failing health in his later years, he would say with a smile, "The Lord is not taking me away yet. It seems he has a longer plan." On a quiet morning in the spring of 20XX, choose a suitable date later, Pope Francis passed away, as quietly as he had lived, in a simple suite within the Casa Santa Marta, surrounded by the prayers of his many loved ones. The bells rang not only in the Vatican, but also in the hearts of millions, who saw in him not just a clergyman, but a compassionate father, a good shepherd in a harsh time. It will be recorded in history, he was the Pope who restored the dignity of charity and the throne of humility.